passing there 412 so safely. It's Ricky taking over PK's channel again. We are headed over to Belade this morning. Doug wants to throw it on the dyno along with myself and see if this oil and these spark plugs make a difference. We went to a colder plug because we're running so much power now, but we didn't really consider too much the colder plug mixed with the E85. So the car is now, it almost seems like it's running a little rich, like it's backfiring a little more than it did prior to the plug change. So I got new plugs. I got these guys here. These are NGK Ruthenium HX. These are the ones with the tip that's made for cars that are supercharged or turbocharged. Apparently a guy online made like 4 extra wheel horsepower with just these plugs. I don't really care about the power. It's just I want to go back to like a standard plug that the car comes with. Got new oil, so I ended up this time, instead of the Dynos, I went with the Torco SR-5. Doug said he had done a test like some years back on his dyno, and he saw increases like somewhere in like the 15 to 20 wheel horsepower range just with a change of oil. I hope that's the case, because it was $130 for just 6 quarts of oil. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, put it on the dyno. Probably gonna do like 2 or 3 runs as the car is right now. Then we'll do the plugs, 2 or 3 runs, and then do the oil 2 or 3 runs with the plugs. So we'll kind of average out the 3. If they're all the same, then we know the answer. If they're not, then we kind of have an average at least to see what kind of increases we saw with each mod at that point. We have a track day next Friday, so that's kind of the reason I want to do all this. We're going to Buttonwillow with the SoCal Drivers Club. Should be sick. 8 hours open track, where also again we will be taking over Frankie's channel for a day. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll film some stuff at Belade, give you guys some updates, and yeah, see you soon. Now plugs are going in. We got the laser iridium, not the other ones. I'll explain why later. But yeah, we're gonna put plugs in. We did 2 pulls. Second pull was dialed. But now we'll see what the plugs do, and then we'll see what the oil does. $475 on that pass, 5 more horsepower. So plugs made 5 more horsepower, and it made 2.3 more torque. So as you can see here, red 475.6. The best pass was our first pass on power with the old plugs was 464. Sorry. 464.5 to 475.06. 11. And there was no dip, which this dip we were feeling was 30 horsepower. All right, we're gonna do another. mean, still like within, the torque went up 3 last time, but the power went up another 1. So 12 horsepower. Just plugs. That's a lot. 12 horsepower with just plugs. Torque is about the same. Well, torque went up 2. 415.99 torque was the best pass with the old plugs, and 417.3 was the pass with the new plugs. So 2.5 torque, or 1.5 torque, I should say. It's almost 416, 1.1 off. So 1.5 torque and 11 horsepower. And the fuel pump, everything looks good.
Yeah, I think it's like 97 on that one.
97 on that one. Just plugs. I want to see how close the Honda app is. It's a little off. Okay. 481 and 422 torque.
Yeah.
So torque went up 5 right there. Was that the top of the fuel though?
Yeah. Yeah. The ticket should feel better. 99.
99? Yeah. 481 though, 6 more. That's fucking crazy. 20. Yeah, 21 horsepower. But at the top of the fuel pump, obviously. And Honda was a little off. 463. It was 481 on that pass. How do you put it on SAE?
Click the green thing at the bottom, the green okay at the bottom.
Yep.
Go back to that graph in the top corner, and then you'll see SAE at the top left, where it says uncorrected.
Yep.
Scroll that down to SAE. And it should read fucking Dyno pack number.
Yeah, 561.
That's a Dyno pack number.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, you know?
Yeah, so this is like a Dyno pack number, SAE 561, 555. That last pull was the 561 with 493 torque. Jeez. All right, oil and spark plugs. Still making about the same power. Just got to make sure that the fuel pump isn't running out of fuel, and we'll be good for the track day. But it's looking like that 481, 420 torque is gonna be where we are, and that was just due to the plug change. So the colder plugs that we went with before versus going back to the OEM 8s are a lot better. So I guess stay OEM plugs if you're running ethanol, because ethanol already makes it cooler, so no need for the cool plug is kind of our conclusion at this. And then Doug's gonna do another pass with the oil. He said the oil could take a little bit to activate, you know, flow through everything, lubricate everything up. So at this point, ready to rip at Bud and Willow next week. Here we go, a couple more pulls. That was our last one there, 412. So safely 412 to 420, 475 on that one. corrected number of the day is 475 with 420 foot-pounds of torque. And then the SAE number, which is what most dyno packs read, since they tend to read a little higher, as we've obviously all seen. The sweet spot today is 555 horsepower and 485 torque. I have a 490, a 470, a 480. Here, I'll show you guys. So we have 560, 554, 555, 554. These are the lower ones with the old plugs earlier. So you can see just the plugs made that big of a difference. And then torque is gonna be 490. The last one there was 470. The one before that was 480, 480, 480. So, you know, and then if we go to corrected or uncorrected, which is like more of a street number, then we can see here 481, 475, 475, 474. And then we see down here 422, 405, 412, 410, 412. So I think we are done for the day of dynoing. Thanks for checking out the video. I'm gonna pull this bad boy off, head home, and then go see what we can do at Button Willow next week. Later.